Arkansas, Georgia square off baseball tonight, 6:30 tomorrow and tonight, 2 o'clock on Sunday, weather permitting. I've been told we got no plans for a doubleheader tomorrow just yet, so don't get those tickets going if you're worried about Sunday. We may be trying to play that game. We're going to talk about all that right now with Jeff Dantzler, who is on the call on the Georgia radio broadcast over the weekend, a friend of the show, also knows Georgia athletics in and out. Jeff, how's it going today? It's a little cloudy in Fayetteville, but we'll have no problem getting baseball in tonight.
No, we'll be fine tonight. It's always great to talk to you, my friend. And, hopefully we can go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I'll tell you, the league, and Phil, since you've come on board, the league has really done a great job of monitoring the weather. Mm-hmm. And if you gotta push a game up a little bit, we've done a fantastic job. And that really used to not be the case, but pretty much every year, with the exception of last year, we've done a great job of getting all 30 games in for everybody. And we're excited to be here. I love Baum Stadium. It's one of the most beautiful ballparks in the country, in the world. And obviously, this Arkansas team, Dave Van Horn, has done an incredible job as Arkansas's head coach, and he's got one of his best teams this season.
Well, I see Georgia hasn't played a doubleheader since February. Arkansas has played a doubleheader 4 weeks in a row, so we're all kind of thinking that why not make it 5 in a row, because why wouldn't you when you keep winning games, but then they always just keep winning games. Everybody does point to Georgia's winning series at Vanderbilt, though, as you cannot count this team out. This is a good team. And when you win 2 out of 3 in Nashville, you can win 2 out of 3 at Baum Stadium. There's no doubt about that.
Well, the thing is with the league, it is just so ridiculously good. I mean, for how much of the season is the SEC had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nationally, and 9 or 10 teams ranked in the top 25, and we all know the reason for that is because of what happened with the draft. Only 5 rounds, and most teams kept guys they would have lost and had signees stay on board that they would have lost. The draft hit Georgia pretty hard, losing some elite players like Emerson Hancock, Cole Wilcox, Cam Shepard. But this Georgia team has shown a lot of grit. They've shown a lot of fight. They play a lot of close games. But then again, most of the games in the league are close. And I feel like Georgia will at least hang in there and be competitive with these Razorbacks this weekend. And Phil, as you know, we've played some great games against each other through the years.
Absolutely. Yeah. I remember the last time Arkansas and Georgia met, the series came down to Heston Kjerstad trying to score on a fly ball to left field, the tying run of the ninth, and got thrown out. I can't remember the name of the Georgia left fielder, but he made a perfect
Keegan
throw.
McGovern.
That's right.
Yeah,
it was
Keegan
McGovern.
Yeah.
Did you see Emerson Hancock and Isaiah Campbell are on the same minor league pitching staff in Everett, Washington? That is a salty 2 starting pitchers there, my friend.
How about hashtag fast track to the show?
Yes.
That is a team to buy futures in.
I would agree on that. So then tell me, Georgia's dude this year is Ryan Webb. Left-hander's got one of the top SEC ERAs, 3.04 overall. He doesn't walk guys, strikes a ton of them out, doesn't give up a lot of base hits. He's pitched Saturdays, he's pitched Fridays. Why is he pitching Sunday, Jeff?
Well, here's the deal. We kind of had a good news, bad news thing. We had a Thursday through Saturday last weekend with Auburn. You just asked me what time it was. I'm about to tell you how to make a watch. So, anyways, he's got 6 shutout innings. He's looking great. He's only thrown 62 pitches, well on his way to a complete game and a 4-0 win. And his back tightened up on him. He had some back spasms. So then, as you well know, the trickle-down effect of that. So Webb has to come out at that point, and you know how precious these wins are. We go to our top reliever, Ben Harris, who pitches the final 3 innings to close it out and get the save. Well, then we don't have him for the rest of the weekend and lose a game in 14 and lose another game by 2 runs. So it's just kind of that trickle-down. So I think the reason they wanted to push him back to Game 3 this week was just to make sure that he was 100% fully healthy.
Johnny bullpen today, is it real? I mean, Liam Sullivan is pitching today. Yeah. He hasn't started. It looks like he's mostly been a 1-inning reliever. So they're just going to try to piece this game together tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty much been the way. 2 of the team's projected starting pitchers were injured before the season. So during the stretch that we've kind of all been in, where you play the one midweeker and 3 league games, we've pretty much been going Ryan Webb and Jonathan Cannon and kind of going with staff days in the other 2. And Liam, whose older brother Patrick Sullivan, was a terrific player for Georgia. In fact, he got the Flair double in that SEC tournament game a couple of years ago. It was a great 3-1 game in Birmingham between these 2. But yeah, he pitched great against Auburn in the finale last Saturday. And as you well know, with a lot of freshmen, it comes down to throwing strikes. Some of our freshmen hadn't been throwing strikes, and he has. So he's getting the call here tonight. And I mean, the deal is, we all know how great Withlander is. There's no pressure on him, so it's just, hey, go out there, have fun, throw strikes, and just see if you can keep the team in the ball game and see what happens.
The numbers that if I were Georgia, I'd be just nervous about. And again, these are just averages, so it doesn't mean that every game plays out this way. The pitching staff is second to last in the league in walks, and they're facing the team that's taken the most walks up until recently in the nation, but Arkansas still leads the SEC in bases on balls, along with the home runs. That's a difficult tandem to overcome if you're a pitching staff that is walking batters, and they have given up their share of home runs in the SEC. Those 2 things right there tell me that Georgia's got a bit of a mountain to climb.
No doubt about it. You combine that with the fact that Georgia in SEC games alone is last in errors. And when this team has lost, it's come down to giving away too many free bases, which for a young team, and oftentimes, I count the pitcher and the DH of Georgia's 10, there have been 4 or 5 freshmen in there a lot. So that's kind of a trademark of that. And that is one of the things that jumps out there at me for Arkansas. Stat I always love to look at is home run differential. Arkansas's plus 42, most home runs in the country. Arkansas's plus 93 in walks, plus 11 in errors, plus 11 in hit by pitch, and plus 10 in wild pitches. You add all that up, that's a lot of free bases right there. So this Arkansas team can outslug you, and I think that's another reason you just say the cumulative effect of those free bags with the quality and caliber of Arkansas's bullpen. That's been a lethal combination for Arkansas's opponents.
Yeah, but still, I mean, this is a team that's got a lot to play for. You guys are, in the last projections D1 Baseball put out, Georgia was one of the last 5 teams in, getting a 3 seed. So, I mean, they have a ton to play for, but in order to play for that, they need wins. And one win this weekend for Georgia really would go a long way to building that resume when you're playing at the number 1 RPI in the nation. Road games come up so big. So even one win for the Bulldogs this weekend would be huge. I know they'd like to win all 3, but just one would be big.
I agree with you. And one of the things that's hurt Georgia, and as you mentioned earlier, we did get 2 at Vanderbilt, but we lost a heartbreaker to Auburn last weekend. Then back in week 2, we were down a couple players, and Coach Strickland didn't travel. He was hit with the COVID, and we lost 2 out of 3 to A&M. Won 2 out of 3 against Missouri. So against those bottom 3 teams in the league, Georgia's 4-5. So that, of course, we feel like we should probably be 6-3. But you can go through every weekend like that. And I also think Arkansas, Phil, how it's. And I know for so many of our fans around the league, you relate everything to football, but baseball is just so different that everybody's good. And again, Auburn took 2 out of 3 from us last weekend. And they came into the weekend in last place. Well, they could have easily won the series against you guys, and you got the best team in the country. It's 3 one-run games, and one of them went to extra innings. So in this league in baseball, it is just so brutally tough. So I've always said, I think in all of college sports, it's the toughest regular season championship there is to win.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. I really don't. Just a couple more minutes here with Jeff Dantzler, who's on the call for the Georgia Radio Network for the next 3 games. Your Hogs and the Georgia Bulldogs. I don't know any other team maybe in the nation that's got their roster built off of one state more than Georgia baseball, Jeff. I mean, look at this. There are only 3 players that are not from Georgia, and that says a lot about the state of baseball in Georgia. And you just mentioned known for football, right? Georgia should be known for baseball, maybe even more so.
Yeah, the state has just produced so many guys. It's always been good But over the last 30 years, kind of with the thriving of the Atlanta Braves in the 90s and just the growth of population in the South, we have really seen the talent level explode. And that's where, as we all know in college baseball, you're not just recruiting against your arch rivals. You're recruiting against the major leagues as well. So that's where it comes down to identifying the right guys, and you got to hope that you can hang on to those right guys. Baseball recruiting is a completely different animal, but there's definitely enough talent in the state of Georgia to keep the Bulldogs as a contender.
We've been asking for reasons why your mother is awesome. We got Mother's Day coming up on Sunday, and we've had some listeners text in reasons that their mom is awesome. And so I'll put it to you, Jeff Dantzler. Why is your mom awesome?
If it wasn't for my mom, odds are I would either be dead or living in a ditch right now. So, hey, I got married at 45, Phil. So I know my mom's been there with me through. Hey, single in Athens, Georgia, for almost 30 years. You know what could go wrong? But my mom's a wonderful person, and she's kept all my baseball cards and Sports Illustrated and Star Wars figures through all these years. It has been wonderfully supported, and she was no doubt the happiest person in the world when I finally tied the knot, because I didn't think she ever thought that was going to happen.
Well, it's because I was going to say maybe the question would be maybe you were happier because you didn't have to hear any longer when you went home, Jeff, when are you going to get married?
She was pretty good about not putting the pressure on, but I think when I brought Emily home for the first time, I kind of got this look about, all right, let's not mess this one up, okay? I was like, understood. It was some very good eye contact, nonverbal communication.
We all know those looks. A raised eyebrow from Mom always does it for you.
Hey, and Phil, you have been on a text stream with my parents somehow.
That's right.
With the magic of Siri. I've got a group with my mom, my dad, my stepmom, and my wife. Somehow Phil got included on that back in January. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to drag you into that. But, hey, you gave us a great action shot from the studio, so my parents are big fans of yours as well.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, they're sending photos. I think it was Christmas photos, and I was like, well, I guess I'll get in on the fun. How did I get involved in this? But let's have some fun with it. Jeff, I'll see you tonight at the ballpark. Thanks for your time.
Oh, can't wait, buddy. You guys are the best.
All right, you got it. That's Jeff Dantzler on the call for the Georgia Radio Network tonight. And I guess I'm part of his family now that I've been on a Christmas family text chain accidentally.
Dantzler.
That's right. Hey, make your plans for 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. They are open tonight and tomorrow until 1, opening at 4 p.m. And look at who they've got playing this weekend. Brooke White is playing tonight. Mark Alberson's Big Ass Band plays tomorrow night right there. It says it right there at 906lounge.com. This is where you can find top shelf spirits, the best hand-rolled cigars available anywhere in the state of Arkansas, and outstanding food. Just go to 906lounge.com to learn more. And you can learn about the ventilation system, state-of-the-art air replacement system, replacing air. That's right. You won't smell like smoke. That's 906lounge.com. We're going to wrap things up next.